Why is hip-hop not part of the national curriculum for performing arts? We'll get into that in a minute, but first I just want to do a quick sound check. Is that all right? So all the people on the left, if you come correct, say yeah! And all the people on the right, if you want to unite, say yeah! And all the people at the back, if you know you're not whack, say oh yeah! And all the people at the front, if you got the funk, say yeah! Say yeah! Somebody, everybody, somebody scream! This was an example of MCing. Moving the crowd, mastering the ceremony, public speaking. A craft shared by everybody who steps up on this stage at TEDx today. But the thing is, I studied my craft via hip-hop. Oh, and don't get me wrong, I was fortunate enough to grow up in the golden age of hip-hop before the corporate started to steer rap music into this gangster pimp ho fantasy that we're seeing today. No, let's take it back to the old school, yeah? 1973, former gang warlord Africa Bambaataa, he established hip-hop culture as being underpinned by peace, love, unity, and having fun. And the four elements, the artistic pillars of the culture, yeah? DJing, dancing, b-boying, graffiti art, and the MC. All of this was about conflict resolution, yeah? It was an alternative to the gang violence that was eating up the community at the time. So for me, growing up as a young guy in Bow East London into hip-hop, I looked at these devices as theatrical. It was just obvious for me. Let me give you an example. So, I don't know if we've all done creative movement classes in school, and at some point your teacher will say to you, could you be a tree? And most of us will go, just gently blowing in the wind, you know. But my tree was this. Because for me, trees were sprawling and angular, and I felt that body popping was the best technique for me to describe this image. So, I ended up going to study dance in school, but unfortunately, they only really had on offer ballet, contemporary, and jazz, yeah? Now, that was cool, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it, it was very cool, but having to get used to wearing tights and lycra, it was really hard. You know, I like my clothes baggy, you know what I'm saying? So already there was some ideas that wasn't really connecting with. But anyway, I remember in dance theory class, I was like, Miss, are we going to study hip-hop? She said, well, this course is designed to prepare you dancers for your jobs in the marketplace, so no. I took that at the time as saying hip-hop was not valuable for the theatre. But why not? I mean, look at Slick Rick and his deep, intricate narrative. And look at the social commentary of people like Chuck D and KRS-One. And look at the huge virtuoso movement of the Rocksteady crew. And the mimetic intricacies of Poppin' Pete. Surely this would be amazing, right? But no, the aesthetic was not respected. But why? I didn't get it. I completely was confused at the time that this creative joy was not being used in a theatrical practice. So, is it because the actual social context of the art form, does that define its right to be within the proscenium arch? Is hip-hop not quite high art enough? Why is it that Shakespeare and classical ballet, these are the core forms from which then you can learn anything you want about theatre? I don't know. I ended up leaving the London Contemporary Dance School with my body, this hip-hop body, colonized. But I also left with a load of really exciting theatrical tools that I could then start exploring with hip-hop. For example, I remember I was watching a Busta Rhymes video and I turned the volume down and I just saw loads of choreography. So check this out. Silence. Because I patrol a scroll like a copper, clocking. Hot cars in a helicopter. You think you dropped her. Ill skill. Go see the doctor. Because my diction, friction, fix them with no prescription. Administer sinister serums to silence all your bitching. So basically, I had a spare verse lying around, and I graphically illustrated each line of rap with a movement. Then I just took the rap away, and I was left with movement material that I could deconstruct and do all types of things, reverse it, forward it. It was really, really exciting. So, as a result of that, I created a show called Lyrical Theatre in 1995, which was made up of loads of little vignettes, shall we say. And we explored stuff like gang violence, police brutality, social displacement, with a group of really broad-minded poppers and lockers and b-boys who was down. I tagged it as a tagline, hip-hop theatre, mainly because I wanted to attract the hip-hop audience who could basically give me some kind of validation, which is what I needed at the time. So after that first show in London, basically it completely sold out, and the theatre had this brand new hip-hop audience that it had never seen before, so I think it worked.
Breakin convention. Breakin convention. Breakin convention.
So 20 years on, I am now artistic director of Breakin Convention, the International Festival of Hip Hop Dance Theatre. We're based at Sadler's Wells in London, one of the biggest high art venues in the world. And for the last 12 years, we've done like 5 UK tours, and we featured over 5,000 dancers from over 20 countries around the world and around the corner. And last year, we were really lucky enough to go to our first international date, which was the Harlem Apollo, literally a stone's throw away from where hip-hop culture began. It was just so excited, man. But unfortunately, it was so good, it raised loads of questions. For example, you know, this was always intended to be a platform by which the hip-hop community could be valued, to create an industry that we can play by our own creative rules and perform to an audience that understands the language. Also, to be an alternative to all of the negative imagery that we see in the media about hip-hop today. I mean, really, hip-hop could be an institution. Ugh. In 2011, I was awarded an MBE for my services to dance. Problem is, the political activist in me would not accept it. So, but I wondered, you know, for all of the recognition that I've been fighting for all my career, this symbolized acceptance, and I rejected it. So, I wrote a hip-hop theatre piece about it. I wrote a piece called The Letter, and it features 6 characters that were all speaking to me about my decision. So, I'm going to do one of the characters. Do you mind if I do one of the characters for you right now? His name's Nigel the Mechanic. So what, Jonzi? Are you going to take it? Okay, so you're going to take it, innit? It's a simple question, brethren. Are you going to take it? Right, because that's a disrespect, my brethren. Member of the British Empire. What kind of membership? It's like they can't remember shit, like rape, pillage, dismembered kids, some horrendous shit. And if you accepted it, well, then you accept their shit. You know what? Give me a VBE, victim of the British Empire. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Block Martin Luther King Jr. About. What now? Bridget, do they pay you? No! Liberties! So they brand your achievement with a badge of allegiance to an empire that's thieving like a pack of demons. Colonialism is in fact bereavement, where they embedded an axe into our mental being. Left us blacks believing that us blacks are heathens. They gave us the Bible, then took our land like we're even. So the missionary position left us actually bleeding. I'll tell them to take it back with a whole stack of reasons. To accept it would be an act of treason. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Look, Malcolm X, remember the lesson. And there's enough to stand up for. You've seen that shit on telly, our government's foreign policy, the WikiLeaks conspiracy, the murder of innocents in police custody, like Smiley culture, Mark Duggan. I could go on and on and on, but I will stop at John Terry. So, is hip-hop, or can hip-hop be an institution? Well, considering all of the advancements that it's done in culture over the last 40 years, it probably already is. Thank you very much, guys.